Hello, my name is Ryan, and I will be going over four different tape tearing techniques. And the four different tearing techniques are the four finger tearing tape, athletic tape. This is a Johnson and Johnson brand. I also have another one. I don't see a brand on here, so I couldn't tell you what it is, but I have another roll of tape. So there are the four different techniques you can do, and it's all on preference on which one you want to tear with. But the first one is the four finger technique, and then you have a three finger tear technique. Then you have a no finger tear technique, and then a reverse tear technique. And I will be showing you on how to do each individual one, and then also tearing it left and right, because we were being taught to be ambidextrous with tearing tape. So, and I don't know how this is gonna turn out on camera, if my right is right in the video or if left is left. Not that that's really important, but if I say right, I am using right if it shows up left on the screen. So, the first technique, the four finger technique. So what you want to do is you will take your sorry, I'm trying to make sure I get my face or whatever in the camera. So you'll take your pincher fingers, if you ever have like family members when you're a child or baby or whatever come up to you and you're like, oh, so cute, let me pinch your cheeks or whatever. Yeah, your pinchers. Or if you don't want to call it like your pincher fingers or whatever, I'm going to only take one like piece of popcorn out of the bowl type of thing. That's what these fingers are for. Like, I'm just gonna take one little thing, chip or bowl or whatever, candy. I don't know, I'm just being dumb and kind of delaying. So the first technique, the four finger. So I have the roll of tape in my right hand, holding it, just like palming it kind of. And then you will take your four fingers, and what you'll do is with the tape, you will like kind of pull apart. So with your fingers, you'll pull apart. And I mean, it's not gonna rip just by doing that, but then when you do that, because you're creating tension on the tape, so you'll be pulling it apart. And then with the roll in your hand, there are two different ways you can tear tape. Yes. So there's the four techniques, and then there's the two different ways, and that is either with the roll, you'll tear down, so I'll take the roll down this way, or you can tear up and taking the roll of tape up. So the first one I will be doing, so I'm pulling apart with the four fingers and then tearing down with the roll of tape, and it gets your little strip. So that was four fingers down. Next we will be doing the four fingers up. So we're pulling apart and ripping it up. And so those are the two different ways you can do a four finger rip with the tape. So it's fairly simple, and you want to do it quickly when you rip the tape, because if you do it slowly, it kind of like I don't know if you'll be able to see this in my phone camera, but it like frays at the end a lot, and it won't fray as much when you do it quicker. Or if you're really good, it won't fray at all. But we're just tearing tape. Oh gosh, sorry. So the next technique is the three finger. So what you'll do is you will put, instead of using your pincher finger, so you'll still use your pincher fingers on the left hand or the non-dominant hand. Oh, I didn't show, my fault. The four finger technique, but with the opposite hand. So you have your roll of tape in your left hand. You will still be pulling apart and ripping up. It's more natural with my left hand to rip up than rip down, and then opposite, it is more natural for me with my right hand to tear down than to rip up. I don't know, it's just the way my hands are, and maybe I should get used to tearing it the other way. So that was up, and then ripping or pulling apart, pulling down. So the next way to next technique is the 3-finger. And so what you'll do is you'll put the, whatever hand's holding the tape, you'll put that index finger into the roll of tape. And so now you'll just be using, I don't know how to show it from this way, but you'll just be using your thumb to hold it, and then just your pincher fingers to tear the tape. And so now you'll be doing the same thing, pulling apart, creating tension, and down. And then same thing again, pulling tension and then ripping up. Switch hands and do the same thing. Finger in the hole, thumb, and then, was that down? I don't actually know, if I'm being honest. Same thing. No, that was not. I remember now. So now it is tearing up. The next technique is the no finger, which is, all you're doing is, I mean, you're still using your fingers, but you're not like pulling apart. Really, all you're doing is using your thumbs and then just letting your thumbs do the work there. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. It's stringy, sorry. So boom, you got your thumbs and you still have your index finger on one of your hands supporting, and you're just using your thumbs, because really the only thing you see there is my thumbs compared to 4 where I have it back here. I have both fingers here to kind of pull apart together, but this one you just have your index finger supporting your thumb. It's not really doing anything, and then you are just, so I was pulling up with the roll of tape in my left hand. Same thing with the right, or the left again, but going down. That was kind of terrible, if you see. I didn't do that very well. But now I'll switch hands, do the same thing. So it's the thumb doing the work, and all you're doing is just really pulling and that was pushing down with it, and then pulling up. And the reason you have all the different ways to tear tape is because depending on where you're taping on the body, if it's, you know, like an ankle or a wrist, you may not be, may not be very comfortable or accessible to rip a certain way. So you have to learn to rip down or rip up, or rip with your left hand, right hand, just depending on the angle on where you're at when you are ripping the tape, because you just want the best tear, you know. So that's why you can do the different techniques with the left hand, right hand, up or down. And then the last technique is the reverse. And I know you can't really tell in the video, but this is the sticky side, not this side. And so the last technique is the reverse technique. So where you'll be grabbing the sticky side and you'll be pulling apart and then ripping. And so I had the roll of tape in my left hand, ripping up. Do the same thing again, pulling apart, ripping down. I don't know what, sorry, I'm gonna do that one more time. Pulling apart and ripping down with the roll of tape. We can switch hands, do the same thing, and pull apart, push down with the tape. Do one more time and we will rip up. So those are the different tearing techniques you can do. Yeah, I guess that's it. Have fun tearing tape for whoever watches this, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, get practicing and get comfortable.